Alright, I think I kept you waiting long enough. Thanks for pointing that out, Christopher. I think what happened is when I was starting up Streamlabs, I probably hit the delete key or something like that, and it probably ended up backing something up for some reason. But thank you for pointing that out, because I probably wouldn't have noticed if you didn't. Or somebody else would have noticed at some point, probably, but thanks for letting me know, though. So, I'm not expecting many people to be around tonight just because it's late on a Saturday now. It's kind of just felt like doing this right last second. I wasn't even really planning on doing another one tonight, but we'll carry on where I left off before on these flights from DIHU, where I landed last time in Iceland. And we will carry on following the coastline and head over towards, I think it's BISI that I put in as my airport that we're going to land at for this, and see what we have for time after that, and see if there's enough time to do another flight or if that's going to be it for the night. So we're going to carry on using the Piper Arrow still. I'm not flying the turbo one or anything like that, but when I do one of the longer flights, maybe going from across the water over the ocean or something like that, I might end up doing it in the Arrow or the turbo instead, but I'll decide when the time comes for that, because it's still going to be probably another couple weeks before I get to that point. So we'll hop in the plane and we'll start getting fired up and start getting on the move. I'm gonna double check. I think I didn't have the sound muted for the sim. So we're good there. We got the track IR on again as well too, so try to limit the amount that I use it so I'm not bouncing around all the time and making people sick or anything, but for now it works for this anyways, for getting things started up. So battery switch on. Turn the fuel pumps on. Actually, what I should do is push back quickly because I started up the fuel pumps. Oh yeah, there's a bug with the park and brake where my toggle button on the throttles doesn't do anything for it. There, that should be lots of room. Alright, park and brakes back on. With the mixture, actually I don't want to do that. With the mixture to full rich. And that they had a note actually for now. We're just going to do VFR. I put the conditions to clear because, as we know, the weather is kind of messed up in MSFS right now, so I wasn't going to bother leaving it on live weather because it's an issue, even though I'm flying offline, but still creates problems with the altimeter and stuff like that anyways. The altimeter. Okay. What am I doing now? Heat on right away. Get the flight controls quickly because you never know what could happen overnight on this, whether some of the settings would change at all or anything. It looks like it's all good so far. Alright. Here, which runway I'm going to take off from. I think I'll probably end up heading departing to the north, so probably runway 2 or 02. And we'll probably climb up to I'll do 4,000 feet. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll back taxi down the runway because there is no taxiway at this airport. And we'll take off. Start getting on the move here. Alright. Okay, park and brake off again. Oh. Oh, Indian. That was quicker than I figured you would be here. I figured you would have been getting rid of your bloatware and stuff still. Well, you probably would have seen it at some point, but you were doing other stuff though too, so it's not like you're missing anything really here. And it's late, so I think I might kill the music altogether because I didn't have it on last night and it was kind of easier to think about what I was talking about and getting my words out a little bit easier without having it playing in my ears like this. I get turned around, I'm going to take care of one thing though that I should have done already. Alright. I know it's not much, but thank you for pointing out that mistake that I had there, Christopher, before that. I appreciate that you let me know about that so I can fix it before anybody else seen it. Alright, I gotta do. Fuel pumps on. No problem. Thanks for, like I said, thanks for letting me know about that anyways. It was good that you caught it. Land lights on, strobes on. Keto heat's on. Actually, I didn't put a transponder. Actually, transponder should be 7000 here from Doom VFR. Alright. I think that's everything. You got a slot for another emote, so I'm going to try to come up with something anyways, and I have had a couple ideas over the last few weeks. And I was debating about doing the ones for tier 2 and tier 3 also, but I'm not sure if I'm going to worry about them. Because I really don't want people spending money on something like that. Runway already. No, we weren't. Oops. Not supposed to put landing gear up until we clear the runway. fan fly for a little bit. No, I don't want a poutine emo. Poutine fly already has one anyways. I gotta clear the land here. I'm gonna turn when I'm over top of the water. We'll make a turn, head in 300 for the time being. We get over to there and then make a turn north again. Alright. I'm gonna put the autopilot on now so I don't have to worry about missing anything. When we get up to 4,000 feet, we'll level off. I was hoping to find more sceneries for Iceland down Iceland.to, but I haven't been able to see a whole lot for the airports I was going to fly into, but I might have to look around a little more. I think Orbix has some, so I might have to start maybe looking into doing some of them for a bit here too. Yeah, I probably should have just done from airport to airport instead of putting in all the different waypoints that I added. Yeah, but I almost kind of think it looked better before the update though. I'm pretty sure that's how they got the performance. Added performance was by cutting back on the scenery and stuff like that. But it still looks good though, like it just doesn't look like it did when it first came out, I don't think. It is at Ultra. That's the thing, is like I had it at high end before and then I put it to ultra, and looking at it on ultra, I think it looks like the settings are, you would look at it and think that its settings are lower now than what it was when I was on high end, or like it's at high end now, so it's almost like they cut back on things to make it work for the Xbox, and they did the same thing with the PC version because they haven't kind of really split it up yet like they're talking about doing yet. So I think they had to do it to make it work on the Xbox, otherwise it just wasn't going to. But I'm hoping if it gets to a point where they finally split the two up and develop them both on their kind of, on their own a little bit, instead that it'll kind of take care of some of these other issues and stuff like that and make it more just easy to make it like it should be. But I'm not sure if it's going to get to that point. Some people say that they think it's going to come to a point where they're going to stop working on it. Which will stop at 4,500 feet. But I think some people are saying they think it's going to come to a spot when they just stop and they leave it, and it's going to end up being like it was with FSX, where P3D, Lockheed Martin takes over it and starts working on it instead. long it takes for that to happen. Who knows? Hopefully it doesn't happen. Hopefully Microsoft just carries on with it, but if it's anything like the past, I think everybody's thinking it's going to go the other way again. There is that little island up there, and I'm not sure if we're going to try to do a circle around it and come back inland, I mean, over to the mainland, or just fly around it and keep on going. I don't think it's worth worrying about, really. Yeah, Iceland, you can't really tell much though, because you don't have anything really drawing in as far as like trees and buildings and stuff though. That's where you kind of notice a little bit more of it. Like when I was flying like around the area that I live last night, compared to before, when I was flying, around there, before the update, you can see the trees and the buildings aren't drawing in as far out as they used to be. That's where I'm seeing the difference. Hey, Dragon 40th. Still going good. How's it going tonight? I gotta make sure I drink before it gets cold. Oh, you're going to the Jets now and explain. Don't tell CCM that. You know how he feels about Jets. Which jet are you trying out right now? Oh, the 767. I never had good luck with that one for some reason, but I haven't updated it for a couple of years now, so I was still on the old version, and I think the old version was missing a lot of things and lacking a lot of stuff, and there was times where I'd do a flight alright in it, and then the next time I would do the same flight again, and it's just that after takeoff I'd be crashing right away, but I could get in the Zibo mod in the 737 and not have an issue in it at all. Well, at least you're starting off in the right plane for figuring that stuff out better than the Airbus, as far as that goes, for figuring out the systems in those planes. I think Boeing is better for that, at least the next plane anyways. I gotta reinstall it again, even though I'm dreading doing it. But I might do it on my next holidays though, at the end of August here, I think. I gotta work 10 days straight this week coming up when I go back to work on Tuesday, so might be able to take those extra 3 days and use them use them later on as days off. And try to work with the 3 days I gotta use up for the end of August for my holidays, and maybe take off a full cycle then. I hope. How long have you been trying to figure that one out now? Have you just started playing around with it tonight, or have you been on it for a while now? I'm gonna try to get in every inlet here or bay and try to trace them out. Yeah, it's just gonna be tedious and it's not really worth it. Oh yeah. See, for me it was different. I got into that stuff first, and then after that is when I started flying the GA planes. Like the GA planes, I think I started flying them. I kind of played around with them a little bit at first, but I really started getting into these in the last year and a half, I think. They would have been late 2019 is when I started getting into more of this stuff. Why did you use last? That was weird. The alerts came out of my speakers instead of through the headset. Did you hear the alerts? Alright, I gotta fix that. But thanks for your 7 lucky bits, Amy. Yeah, and you should have kept them though for something else instead. Thank you. I think flying 280 should take me along the coast, and then I can fix this issue with the bits. Or with the alerts. I don't know why they're coming out of this, why it's coming out of the speakers right now, but I'm pretty sure I know why. Yeah, the coil's been spot. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. What did I hit then? Wish you could restart Streamlabs without having to restart the stream. For now. The music and everything else is coming out the right source. Well, the alerts should be the same thing. It should be coming out of. Oh, great! I had it all together.
My last 7 lucky bits.
It didn't play at all, did it? You did? You heard? You actually heard it? Okay, that's good. I couldn't hear for some reason my headset, but as long as you heard it, that's better than nothing. That or it could just be I didn't hear it through the, over the sounds from the sim or music. I'm not sure what to think of this music anymore. It's alright for background noise and stuff like that, but I don't know if I really need to be playing it all the time. Speaking of the bot, I guess it's up to 900 now. That's the first time I've actually seen it pop up in here. Every other time it's usually when I'm not streaming that it ends up showing it.
Two months. Whoop, whoop.
Hey, Two-Faced Disc. Thanks for the resub for 2 months. Especially with it being your Prime sub too. Welcome on in. How's your night going? I'm good. A little more awake than I was last night. But I think it's because I slept part of the day though too with a headache, so that probably helped that I didn't wake up till, well, I was up at 8 o'clock, but I ended up going back to bed at 11 and woke up at 3 o'clock again, 3:30. Well, yeah, it sucks, but I used to get them a lot in the past, and lately I haven't been getting them as much, and I have a feeling it might be something to do with my diet that I changed and stuff like that, so that could be one reason. Give the substitute Sims easier. Thank you. Amy Ann's first gift sub in the channel. Thanks, Amy Ann. Oh, look at that. And that number just had to come up, didn't it? I hate trains. I don't know what to think about them. It almost seems like it's, I don't know, I shouldn't be saying anything. Why are you sorry? I appreciate it, it's just that, yeah, that's kind of the way I think about them. But yeah, I'm the one that, I mean, yeah. I get that's good in some ways, especially if you're doing like a charity stream or something too, then it kind of gets people going on that, but I know it's like you said, there are a lot of people that think about me and think like that though too for them. I know Trevor, I know he, I mean, I won't say his actual name on Twitter, but I know he's one person that thinks that way about me and for them as well too, especially when they first came out. I know it's kind of got me a few times too with them. Well, yeah. So, this flight, when we took off, it was supposed to be around an hour or 3 minutes long. Trying to think how far into it we are right now. I think there's another 34 minutes left, it says. It could be a little bit longer than that, depending on how in depth I go through some spots, whether if we decide to land along the way or just land at BISI and then figure out another airport to go to after that and carry on for a little bit longer.
Just a few more so coil does not pass me.
A few more so coil does not pass you. Even though we all know it's you. Well, maybe not everyone, but I know it's... You're the only person that comes in here that uses that bot anyways. So if it passes you, it doesn't matter. Really? Autobot's using it? Oh yeah, I guess it makes sense. I didn't know he was using it. Oh yeah, that's right, you told me about that. Should have remembered. He hasn't been around for a while though. The only place I really see him is in AMC streaming, that's it. And the other night when he was streaming Flight Sim for the first time, but even then it wasn't very long though. $75% for level 1, that's more than I ever expect to be anyways on these things. I'd actually be happy to turn them off, but I know some people like them though for some reason. Maybe I should do a poll on that one day. Ask who actually likes that trains and who thinks they're a waste. How do you feel about the two-face disc? I don't care if you push it over the edge or not, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm happy with nothing. I'd be happy, I mean, people don't sub, it doesn't matter. I only turned it on because some people said I should. Otherwise I wasn't going to bother with affiliate or anything like that. Keep hitting delete. F9. F10 for Zach IR. Dragon 40, thanks for the 100 bits. You know you guys don't have to do that, but I think you know. Alright, make another turn. 160 for now and see how we line up with that. Probably be so much easier to just hand fly this with the yoke, but I just don't want to take my eyes off of anything when I'm doing that. Do a quick recap on that. Oh, for the height train. And yeah, with 100 bits. Mine's not working now again for some reason. I thought I was good, but apparently not. You know what, I'll just go back and start everything. So, in the end with 7 bits, for the push pop 100 bits, 2-phase disc with the prime sub, and then giving the 3-1 sub to Sim Caesar, which is what I think it was. I picked off the hype train. Yeah, that's right, because we ended up seeing 69% right after that because it couldn't fit into the number. And Dragon 40 for the 100 bits. I'll include that in the hype train too, even though I think it might have come just after from what it shows here, but I think it counts. But yeah, that's what I was going with. But thanks everybody for all that stuff. Well, it means a lot, and I don't expect it or anything. There's another airport there that I actually landed at yesterday when I was doing a test flight in this last night, before I started streaming it to make sure everything was good with that too. I ended up doing actually I think I just did a visual into it. There's a VOR up there that I flew because I was doing it in IFR conditions until I got low enough that I could do visual instead. We are off to EISI, following the coastline along Iceland here actually. So EISI, I don't know what the airport is though. Oh god. Sigla Jordur. Yeah, I can't pronounce it. I felt like I was saying derp instead when I was reading that one. Oh, that was bad. I can't pronounce his airport. Just wait till we get to some of these other places later on. Or you're gonna get even worse. Well, that's our first airport we're gonna stop at anyways. I might do another flight after that depending on what time it is, but it's already 20 after 11 and I think I got half an hour left on this one, so It looks like Radio Shack to you. Yeah, so we might stop there and then carry on tomorrow at a normal time during the day before the group flights start tomorrow afternoon. Or I might stream after that again, I'm not too sure, but I'll probably end up doing another one tomorrow afternoon though. Radio Shack. I think that's where I took off from when I first started this, isn't it? Or is that... I gotta look again. I can't remember if that's where we started off from when we first started doing these flights. That makes a little more sense. I think I might be overland just a little bit here right now, but there was no way I was going to get more precise with that. Just like the out the words of drugs. I think I'm being too picky with this. I'm never going to make that turn and then make a turn back and continue on north. I think that is wishful thinking. I'm curious to see how that looks like on Atlanta afterwards. But I went way overland. The only way I would have made that turn is if I would have done it using the... I would have done it using the roll knob because then I could have put in more of a roll into it, but then I ended up taking the chance of being too hard and then I possibly would have started going into a spiral and going into the ground. I think this would have been easier in Cessna, but I like the Arrow better. I probably could pull back on the throttle a bit too, and that probably would have made it easier. If I would have pulled back the power, I could have probably done it. If I make a turn to the north again, it'll be right on line there now. I should have gotten that picky with it. I should have turned before actually. I should have started that first turn a little bit earlier and just cut that out altogether. This is the Piper Arrow. Speaking of that, I just noticed a few other things I missed when I leveled off earlier. Yeah, just flight one. I didn't get it right away when the when this one came out, I waited till the 3 of them came out all together as one package and got it that way instead. Actually, no, I think I did get this one beforehand. Then I paid for the other 2 after that. I can't remember now. No, I did wait. I got them all 3 at the same time, so I got this one and this one's just a turbo. I mean, not the turbo. This one's just the Piper Arrow 2, and then I got the, or is it the 3? I can't remember now. And then I got the turbo one. I mean, turbo as well too. But I think next paycheck I might get the Warrior also. But I'm not 100% sure yet if I'm going to get that one or just not even worry about it. Because really, the way I look at it is I'm only going from 3 blades down to 2, and that's it for the prop. And maybe a slightly slower speed, but that's it. But I think this is probably the one plane I fly the most now than anything in the sim. And this is the first payware one that I got too, so I held out for quite a while before actually buying anything for this. But for the most part, other than a few minor issues with it, I've been happy with it. Maybe not as happy as I was with it in X-Plane, but I like this better than default planes that came with it. Some people say they really like the Coronado, actually. Dragon 40th was actually talking about it last night, saying that he prefers that one over the Just Flight, actually. I know a lot of people kind of get bent out of shape about Coronado because, well, everybody kind of talks about them like they have their reputation and stuff like that, and I'm sure you know what I mean by that, but there's some planes I like, and them as well too, though. Ergonia 228. I don't think I've heard about that one yet, actually. The one plane I do gotta get though is I gotta get either the Seminole or the Seneca, though, one of those two as well. But I might get the Seneca though over the Seminole because I do have the Seminole and X-Plane if I do reinstall X-Plane again, so I don't really see any reason for me to have the same plane in another sim again or anything like that. Even though I did with this one, but I don't think this one's been updated for a while on X-Plane though. Hey, 777 Bob. I've never actually bought it from A2A yet. I know people that have, like, I mean, even in P3E and stuff like that, but I've never actually bought anything from them yet. They're Aerostar, yeah. There's another person that I talked to on one of the Discords, actually, in Upper Builders Discord. Mr. Geeky, actually. He was one of the guys that was actually talking about waiting. I mean, you can't wait for Aerostar to come out with something as well, or A2A to come out with something as well. Assume to see what it's like. PC-12 would be interesting. That, yeah, that too. There's actually a lot of planes that will come out for this for GA instead of, like, I know they're gonna put out the airliners and stuff as well too with that Airbus being worked on right now from, I know the name, I just can't think of it right now for some reason. When that black box is beta testing. Yeah, that's it. Phoenix, that's, yeah, that's. I should have known because I was making fun of the way they spelled it the one day when I was in one of the streams. Be curious to see how good that is, and then, yeah. It's funny how they spell it that way instead of, like, the city, Phoenix. But I know they're coming out with that one, and then they're coming up, and then obviously PMDG is still working on their 737 as well for this. But I'm hoping that a lot of GA planes come out though, like the Turbo Commander. That's one that I would like to see in the sim. Too much Dr. Pepper. And the Twin Otter. That's one that I'm looking forward to actually getting to in this. When is Aerosoft releasing that? Have they put out a date for it or anything yet? Or is it out already? I can't remember now. I do remember seeing something about it though. I'm really behind on this stuff. I even have the what you call it in Discord or whatever that's supposed to be posting on that stuff, but I never look at it though. They want a better release than the CRJ. Well, hopefully they don't rush. Hopefully they don't rush into putting this one out anyways, like they did with the CRJ. Because I know the CRJ, it seemed like they put it out quicker than what they were actually talking about at first. I get the feeling that they really rushed into that one to be the first one to get an airliner out. There is that island down there, but I wasn't going to try to fly around that though, because it would have been one steady turn and that would have been it. That one being a full 360 around it. Yeah, that too. Wait until things are a little more stable with this one, and I would even maybe wait till after update 6 or 7 when they are talking about how the weather is going to be updated at that point too, and being fixed hopefully. Well, not fixed like in the sense of what's going on with it right now, but how they were saying that they were going to make some big changes to the weather at that point. Because I think a lot of the airports, it's not actually going off METAR still as well too. Like I know the one that I landed on last night when I was doing that test flight, Abbotsford, CYXX, it's not actually pulling METAR for that airport. I think it's getting it from the local weather from a different weather station that's a little bit farther off from the airport. Which is one reason why I think a lot of people have gone with Rex and that other free rare one as well too, the real weather one, because at least it can pull METARs from airports instead. That's water. Are they actually working on a DC-3? guess it's a good thing you don't sleep on Saturday nights if you're wired after drinking Dr. Pepper again. Yeah, they're building a Concorde too. Holy crap. I think when that DC3 comes out, I'll probably end up getting that. I haven't gotten to DC6 yet, but I think I'll probably end up getting to DC3, and then I might get to DC6 at some point, but I'm not rushing into that. Plus, I like watching Conti fly that more anyways. I don't see him flying it for a really long time. I don't think he's going to. I think as far as airliners go, I don't think you'll see him do much in MSFS for a while. I think he's going to mostly stick to X-Plane for that kind of stuff. He says he got it, but I don't know if he did know for sure. Yeah, he does that with a lot of people. I think he doesn't like disappointing anyone. And I get that, because there was the one day too that he was going to fly. He was going to do a stream on Friday night, I think it was, for the... Was it the one FNO, or was it, was it an event? Actually, no, it was the... It wasn't the FNO, it was the Oshkosh event. He wanted to fly, he was saying that he was going to fly that too, but I never ended up making it. Getting around to doing it though, and I think he didn't want to tell people he was going to, because I don't think he wanted to disappoint them if he wasn't going to be able to make it. Yeah, I kind of don't know if it's his thing yet either. Alright, Two-Face Disc, have a good night. Thanks for coming by. See you tomorrow. Yeah, he doesn't like messing up though. That's his thing too, is he wants perfection. Like, he might joke around about stuff on stream and stuff like that, but he really doesn't like it when he messes up though. He really does feel bad when he does. Yeah, I think he likes the fast jets, like the 727 with the 3 engines, because he knows he can pass a lot of people with that one. You never know, one day we might see him in it though. Like, I know he was saying the A300 wasn't his thing either, and or flying an Airbus wasn't his thing either, but we did end up seeing him in that, but I know he hasn't touched it for a while though. But I think he does like the slant whiskey a lot more though than using the FMC. Like, I think even in the A300, I don't think he used the FMC though. I think he still did fly at slant whiskey when he was flying it. I wonder why he just said he wouldn't fly it again though. Because it seemed like he did alright, and then he didn't seem like he really had any problems with it or anything when he did fly it. debating skipping this next airport altogether and continuing on a little farther still because it seems like if we do another 40 minutes, I can make it to another, make it a little farther to the airport going to BIKR. Yeah, the A300 is the one I was referring to. These. Oh, I wanted to turn. I should have turned already. Busy up the movement to the track IR. It's funny though, I didn't think he had that rough of a time, and he seemed to, I think he was being hard on himself again for that one. There's probably one little thing or whatever that you might have missed or whatever, and that would have been it. I don't know if I've ever seen Sim fly the 737-300 actually. I'm trying to think what if he's flown that one. I know Torbinator flies it all, Torp flies it all the time, but I don't know if I've ever seen it. I don't know if Sim has that one. I was going to get that one early last year until I found out that IXCG wasn't really updating it at all, and then I found out later on that they did update it again, but I never ended up getting that one because I just figured, well, if I'm flying to Ziba with an FMC anyways, what's the point? Switch. I think I forgot that it didn't have that on manual, which is a good thing because I wasn't really paying attention to it. Alright, so that's where our airport would have been, is right in there. So instead of landing there, I'm going to keep on going a little bit farther because this has a shorter flight than I wanted to do. Or we could have done a touch and go, but screw it. Wasn't missing it anyways. So we will continue on to the IKR, which is Sourdough poker. Sure. I should try to translate the translator and see if it changes it to something different. cold. Coast this stretch here. Yeah, that one would be long gone. Even with the beam partner, it'd be long gone. Because I think with them being partner, I think it holds the block for 60 days or something like that, and it's been well over 60 days now. Yeah, it's 30 for affiliates unless you sign up for the Amazon Prime Gaming or whatever it is that I signed up for, and then you can save your VODs for 60 days still too. You know, I'm honestly surprised that he doesn't archive them over to YouTube. Because he's got his YouTube channel, but he's only ever posted one video to it though, and it was of one of the jets back in P3D, I think it was, where he did a tutorial on one of the issues it was having with the FMC causing the, or not the FMC, with the Garmin causing stutter issues or something like that, and he ended up showing a way to work around it. I'm trying to think of which plane it is now, and I almost am convinced to get back into flying it one time too. I think I brought it up 4 weeks ago, and he said that he liked that one also. Yeah, because I know he's allowed to back stuff up. I mean, yeah, I'll find it. I'll find which one it is that I'm thinking of. But yeah, I don't know why he doesn't back stuff up to YouTube, because I know you're not allowed to multi-stream to a different platform when you're a partner. I think it might be the same thing for affiliate too, but I can't remember for sure. But I know with partner, you're not allowed to stream cross-platform, or you're not supposed to, even though a lot of them do. But allowed to post videos and stuff like that to YouTube though, so I'm pretty sure you can be allowed to archive it over to it. Oh yeah, the Citation Mustang is the one that he streamed, or not, he didn't stream it, but it was the video that he posted on YouTube, was the video for the stuttering issues for the Citation Mustang, and this was 5 years ago he posted that. Yeah, because they multi-streamed to it's Facebook, wasn't it? It's funny though, I think Twitch is the only one that doesn't want you to multi-stream though. I think YouTube doesn't even care if you multi-stream, from what I was told. it's just YouTube. I think it's harder to get seen for live streams unless you. It's harder to get discovered unless you have been posting a lot of videos and stuff and getting your viewers and subscribers that way before you start live streaming. Twitter too. I didn't realize Twitter was another one. I didn't even know you could live stream on Twitter actually. We will fly around this island here instead of going in between that and the mainland. I gotta start doing some IFR flights with this again because I'm starting to get lazy as far as using DORs and DMEs and NDBs and all that kind of stuff. I gotta learn a little bit more about that again too because I haven't been using it a lot lately. I think when they finally get the weather issue figured out with this, I might start getting back on VATSIM again. But a lot of the flights I did on VATSIM were always in airliners and Magenta Line flying. Maybe in the winter time, or if I have a good reason to sign up for it. But right now, with the way things are, if I've got no reason to have it, and with working out of town, I just can't justify paying for it right now. If I was getting on there and flying with other people, then it might be a different story. But as far as flying by myself, it's not worth it for me. It'd be nice to get on there though in some ways because I know I probably learn a little more flying on Pilot Edge than I would flying on VATSIM. A lot of flying that I did on VATSIM was either when AJ was streaming or B-Dubs was streaming or flying out of Vancouver, flying to Vancouver Center or Edmonton Center, depending who was doing ATC those nights, like BC or Brad Crockett, who goes by B Crockett on Twitch. He streams Vancouver. He never streams ATC, but he does stream flights once in a while though. But he controls Vancouver Center though, and I think sometimes he does ground and stuff for YVR and all that as well too, so I've flown on there when he's been on a few times. We're out of Kelowna, Abbotsford over towards Calgary or Edmonton, but that's it though. And other than that, it's always been when B-Dubs has been doing Oakland Center, or I think it would have been like early last year when AJ was streaming, when he was controlling MSP, but that was it though. And even then it wasn't much for flying, much for flights either. I think I kind of forget what I'm supposed to do when I do get on VATSIM now, though. I gotta sit there and think about that again. See, Iceland actually does look good still. I don't think the update did much for Iceland, but there's other areas where I'm sure that the scenery doesn't, or the autogen doesn't dry out as far as it used to. I'm almost tempted to do some flights more inland as well, but you probably see a lot of the same stuff that you do flying along the coastline anyways, I'd imagine. That looks like an airport down there. Or it's just a farm. I think it's just a farm. There's nothing on Navigraph charts showing the airport there. Except for the one that we're going to, which is actually right over there. What do you figure? Do you think we should carry on farther, or do you think I should land there? I'm feeling good still. It's only midnight. As long as I go to bed by 2 a.m. at the latest or whatever, at least I know I'm not going to wake up and waste half the day tomorrow. Yeah, we'll carry on. There's another airport that we can fly to, which would be probably around another 20 minutes or so or something like that. That one might actually be a grass strip actually, so that one might be a nice one to land on instead of all these paved airports. I wish I had that kind of energy. But I think if I drank that much Dr. Pepper, I'd probably feel sick afterwards. You don't need a webcam. Screw the webcam. As long as you have a mic and a PC that can handle OBS, that's all that matters. And even then, there's videos on YouTube that I was watching where you can get a mic, a camera, or a decent USB mic and even an arm for it, and a webcam for $60 or something like that on Amazon. Hot tub streams. I think no one could beat Conti's after he did it that one night. You actually ended up missing that one though, didn't you, 777 Bob? I think I remember you saying that you didn't catch it that one night when he did stream that. I think you said it the next day that you missed it. Unless that was somebody else I'm thinking of. Yeah. But he handled himself well when he did it though. He didn't get too crazy with it or anything, no, which I was actually kind of impressed how he handled himself when he did it and how he didn't seem too stressed out when he did do it. I think he kind of relaxed a little bit after he first started with it because he realized that people weren't going to give him that hard of a time when he was actually doing it that night. I actually do really admire him for doing it too and going through with it after promising people that he was going to instead of backing down. Even though I wouldn't have blamed him, or there's my words again not coming out right. I wouldn't have blamed him if he didn't. I need to work on slowing down when I'm talking so I sound normal and don't get my words mixed up when I'm trying to get them out. So when's you mean bathtub stream they're dragging toward you? I seen you streaming earlier today too when you were doing your IFR practicing in the Seneca. It was around the time that I think I got up when I had a bit of a headache, so I didn't really feel like talking much, but I did watch a little bit of it though. It was good to see you doing that because I know you were saying that you're kind of put off playing some for a bit. Why are you losing power when you turn off the EQ with both engines running in 767? There you go. Those have bought those. I haven't looked at it for so long. I couldn't tell you because I can't remember now actually. I don't think I've touched 757 or 767 for a while now, and that's. I said that earlier though. Again, forgetful of my old age. Power back a little bit. Make this flight last a little bit longer. Actually, I remember when it was that I seen your stream earlier, and that was when DeLorean finished, and I think he raided you. I haven't heard from him lately. Yeah, it's been at least a month now or something since he's been in there, isn't it? I remember he came into Discord the one day, and I mean during the Sunday stream, but I don't remember seeing him after that. I know his wife was sick for a bit there, but he was saying that she was recovering. But I wonder if I'm hoping that he's just out enjoying things again now that things have opened up a bit and stuff like that, or maybe he, even though he was retired, I remember he was saying too that he was possibly gonna get into something else though with the airline still, as far as like maybe training and stuff like that. So maybe he's gotten into doing something like that now too. I think I might turn that off in the end, actually. That whole needing a permit and stuff like that, because last night we got two bots that still posted the link asking if you want to be famous, and I think they found another way around that now, so it's not going to block those anymore anyways, so I might as well just not even worry about that. So that was the whole reason behind it, was because I figured, okay, well, if those pop up, at least start to block it automatically on its own instead and ban them, but or time them out. But if it's not even working, there's no point in even having that anymore, I don't think. Yeah, she does, but she's always busy in the other streams and stuff though, and I know when she offered that if I needed a mod or whatever that she would do it, I didn't want to put her or anybody else in a position where they feel like they need to do stuff all the time. I could rather just be kind of come in and relax, like don't worry about doing shout outs all the time or any of that kind of stuff, just because really I'm not even worried about that stuff, to be honest. Post it to Discord too if you want to post it to Discord, if you're in there. Taking the Discord to see if anything's in Tom's posted anything in the Discord lately. Yeah, Tom hasn't even been active in the Discord lately either. I think his last message was back on the 13th. So he hasn't even said anything there for a few weeks now either. And that was just a response to Mick Restless, one of his messages. The garden switches, yeah. I made the mistake of touching those before when I was in there. I just realized for the last how many minutes my mic's been muted. What was the last thing that you heard me say? Well, I think it was before you were gone, Amy. I think it's been muted for a while. I just don't know how long. I was talking about Tom, right? Or did you not hear any of that either? Oh, you did, because you were responding to me when I was answering me talking about that, actually. Well, hopefully you're enjoying the view. I mean, that would be a good thing too, actually. No, you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to create a folder for it. They're dragging for it. It should be. There's a way to do it. I just can't remember. I can't remember the steps because I haven't looked at that in a while. But when I land, I'll pull up Navigraph and there. Yeah, just the data manager. And then when you point it to the X-Plane directory, like he says, or whatever, should find anything in the X-Plane directory that you have for plugins that we need to update, like Toolkit Pro. Any airplanes you have in there that are specific to that, and then even X-Plane in general too, for waypoints and stuff like that. That might not be there anymore, that the sim needs updated and stuff like that, but that should be it though. So I think one thing I might have said that you guys might not have heard was this probably end up being the last leg here. I'll probably come into this airport and that's probably be it, because I am starting to feel a little bit tired now actually over these last 10 minutes. But I did turn a little bit farther than I should have. This one here, because I'm only using clear skies, there should be no winds or anything in the sim right now. So I don't know if I'm gonna get fussy about doing like a right downwind, left downwind, anything like that, or doing any kind of pattern. I might just go straight in. We're joining on right base or something like that, or just wing it. I think pretty quick here I'm going to start my descent as well too, down to probably 1,500 feet or 1,000 feet or something like that. Even though it's only 3,000 feet to get down to that. I think the airport elevation is 154 feet, it says. No wind info, but that is... Actually, here, let's see what the METAR says for it. Higher out conditions. there isn't one for this. Well, kind of makes sense, but it's only a grass strip anyway, so why would there be one? Thanks, TSP. Winds are 350 at 8 knots, so if we were flying with the conditions on, that would be going the wrong way. I'd be flying, landing upwind instead of downwind right now. Maybe a little fly or something like that. I'll fly around or whatever. I'm going to take a look at it before I do stuff. Then we'll go in on runway 03. The sim dog. That'll be your nickname now. Alright. Trim down. You added it to the mod comments. Welcome back, Dragon 40th. I need to focus on what I'm doing here. Pay attention a little more than usual. But I say that, and that probably won't happen. Oop. I wonder if this airport actually has a grass strip in the sim too, or if it's paved how some of them end up being. Longos is what this one's called, I think. So if I'm correct, this airport should be right around there actually. Going pretty well straight ahead of us. Outside of the way so I don't look at it. I think maybe we'll just join on the left downwind instead. Jesus Christ. So it should be to the left of this side of the highway that's here as well too, that you can see there. After did ever trim up quick then. I didn't know it's me letting out without button down too long. I'm actually surprised the level's out that easy. Alright, I'm gonna turn the autopilot off and just amplify the rest of it. But I think that's the airport right there, and for some reason it's showing that it's a paved one, it looks like. Up, up, up. That's disappointing. I was hoping it was going to be a grass strip, so it was going to be a little bit harder to find, but it's not. she mods on all the good streams. Why is she here then? That put landing gear down. Oh. Look at that hill. I guess I went a little farther than needed to. It's actually kind of a nice airport, even though it's paved. I'll just gotta cross here. I think when we take off from here tomorrow, or later today, I mean, might have to fly around here a little bit and take a look at it. This actually was like one of the nicer spots so far that I've seen for Iceland. I don't need the full bar. Alright, so battery switch off, and then there's the logbook that still comes up that I wish they would get rid of, or make it an option. What if you want to have it come on or not? But maybe one day, hopefully. Get really fancy and open up the door. You better have all of his noise commands and everything turned off today. I mean, later on today for that, because otherwise it's going to be irritating listening to all that and to talking at the same time. Well, I'll make him turn them off too, or else I'll give him a hard time the whole stream. All right, so yeah, I do. The first time I went in there, he added me like not even 2 minutes after being there, and didn't even ask or anything like that. But whatever. He said he trusts me for some reason, even though I guess the joke's on him if he trusts me. I don't trust myself half the time either. But yeah, he did. He said if Sim Caesar trusts me, then he trusts me to do it for him too, or something, I guess. So I didn't complain or argue or anything about it. I don't get in there much or anything, but once in a while I do. I did today for... Actually, no, it wasn't today. It was yesterday. I did for a little bit, and then today I caught the very end when he raided you, I think. But anyways, I'm pretty sure I'll do another stream either... Well, I'll probably be sometime in the morning I'll do it. Because I got nothing going on today anyways, other than... I'll say it today because it's after midnight already, so I got to do laundry and stuff anyways. So I'm ready to go back to work on Tuesday, but... I will try to do another stream in the morning before DeLorean starts to stream at 2 o'clock for the races. I mean, not the races, for the fly-alongs, because the races aren't happening this weekend now. So I might start around 11 Pacific time, maybe a little bit sooner than that. I'm not going to stream the whole time until he starts. I'll probably end up maybe only going until 1 o'clock or something like that instead, and then shut it down and have a bit of a break to have lunch or something, but... Yeah, DeLorean will start the stream at 2 p.m. Pacific time, which is the same time that Sim Caesar started, I think. I think he said he was going to keep it the same time for doing the fly-alongs. So I'll probably start at 11 myself for this stream and then finish around 1 o'clock or something. I'm just going to do a short 2-hour stream, I think. Kind of like tonight. And then I'll do another one again on Monday, because after Monday I'm not going to be able to do another one for 10 days because I'll be gone until probably end up coming home early Friday morning on the 13th or something like that. So probably end up leaving where I am, and it's going to be around a 7-hour to 8-hour drive to get back home. So I probably won't be home till that Friday afternoon sometime that day or on that date. So anyways, I'll do a bit of a recap here. Say some thank yous. So Dragon 40th, thanks for coming with the... Actually, that was yesterday. You came in with the resub for 3 months. But thanks again for that. Amy Ann cheered 7 bits at the start. Well, Twitch bot with 100 bits. I got in that stream and likes to zoom in when I do that. Okay, I gotta get back to where I was. And I lost my place now. Okay, yeah. Two-Face Disc came with the resub for 2 months. Prime sub resub. Thanks again for that, Two-Face Disc. I know you're gone now, but if you, just in case you hear this again, thank you. Amy Ann with a gift sub to Sim Caesar, which kicked off the hype train. And then another 100 bits from Amy Ann. 100 bits from Dragon 40. Thanks for that. Thanks for that, you two also, again. And you're welcome, 777 Bob. Thanks for coming by and relaxing during the relaxing stream. And alright, I know I missed some chat isn't there as well too, so I'm rate of negative 89. I'll take that. It's definitely smoother than what I used to do in this plane, which used to be like up in the high hundreds. Man, thanks for saying that to Amy Ann about the great flight. And okay. Yeah, my mind's starting to go to mush now. Alright, so we'll find someone to raid. Aren't the turns on still? Yeah, let's go raid Arctic Turn again. He's always doing his charity stuff, so it's always nice to raid him when he's doing, or his charity stuff that he's doing. And yeah, I mean, Christopher Owen, thanks for coming in as well too tonight, and thanks for pointing out that error that I had in the start screen. It's like I said, I never would have noticed that if you didn't point it out. So thank you for pointing it out to me before, so I could catch it ahead of time. Still curious what I did, but I have a feeling I know what I did. It's probably because I hit the delete button by accident when I was doing some other stuff, and I probably reverted it back to a mistake that I had made at the start when I first set everything up the first time. And everybody, thanks for coming by as well, dude. Tonight, 777 Bob, Dragon 40th, Amy Ann, thanks for modding again, and Christopher Owen, thanks for coming by as well too. And Two-Faced Disc was in here earlier also. Thanks for coming by as well and chatting for a bit. And I know I'm missing some other names. I think there's one or two other people that did come in and say hi to. Actually, I think Readability was here for a bit too. Alright, let's get the raid going. Otherwise, I'll keep on rambling on and sound like an idiot now with what time it is. I got it spelled right. Alright, so we'll raid our turn. I know it's late. I know everybody probably wants to get to bed now or close to going to bed anyways with what time it is, but just say hello at least anyways, even if you can't stay long. I'm sure most of you know who he is, if not all of you, but just say hello. I'll say hello too. And show him some love, support. And other than that, thanks for everybody for coming by again tonight. I really appreciate you guys coming by and chatting, especially with it being late. I know I gotta start to try to stream a little bit earlier in the day too and stuff like that, and maybe be a little more alert with what I'm doing and being able to think about what I want to say and stuff like that easier. One day I'll get to that point. But anyways, good night everyone. We'll see you later today at some point.